Sometimes I sit around and wonder how it is I got here and if I'm going under. Have you ever wondered how they get that AM radio sound, like there's no bass in there and it sounds all tinny, and you want to use that effect in your tracks? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you a very simple trick that can help you do just that. Let's go. Ever wonder what it's like to be an overthinker, tinker with all my little... Hi, my name is Pete and welcome to Studio Live today, where my goal is to help you create, record and release your best music. And we're back here in GarageBand, and this is a request from one of my viewers here who wanted to get that old school tinny radio sound effect in their tracks. And in this one, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, because it's a very simple little trick that can really help give you that nice comparison, that contrast in your tracks. Let's jump in and take a look now. So here is the final mix of my recent song called Imagination. At the moment, it sounds like this. But what if I wanted to give it more of a like old school AM radio vibe? Well, all I really need to do is remove the bass, because that old radio sound actually came from the fact that most of your older radios didn't have any bass. They were very treble heavy and very mid-range heavy. So let's show you what we can do here. If we go in to our mixer icon here, it'll be in the top right if you're on an iPhone. And then we're going to tap here and go into our visual EQ. Now, as you saw in the intro there, all I need to do is grab this bass and bring it down like that. Now, if we do it here at 200 Hertz, it's not going to make much difference here. It'll still sound like this. So it's a little bit tinnier, but it doesn't really do much. But as we drag it to the right, now let's take a listen. It gives you that distant kind of sound, because what's missing is everything below that 2000 Hertz, which is a fairly important sort of frequency. So if we want the effect to be more subtle, we can put it about there. Or if we want it to be super drastic, we can bring it all the way up here. And now it's right up there, right? And what you also may want to do is, if say you're bringing this in here, you may want to grab your treble here and just bring that down as well, because you might also lose a bit of treble. It'll be very mid-rangey. So let's just say we brought it to here. Now let's hit play. Sit around and wonder how it is I got here and if I'm going under. All the complications of my life, all the times when I couldn't reason. So you've heard this effect here in a bunch of songs where it starts out like that and then it seems to just like merge, and it sounds like it's starting. Green Day have used this, Foo Fighters I think have used this, a bunch of bands have used this. So I'm going to show you now a bonus tip here and the technique if we want it to start like this and then turn into a full bassy mix. How do we actually do that? All right, so this is going to take a few additional tips here. So what we're going to do is firstly tap on this track here. We're going to duplicate this one out here. We're then going to tap on this waveform. We're going to tap, we're going to go copy, tap on our second track here and paste it in. So now we've got two copies of the exact same track. So what we want to actually do is we want to start with the track sounding a bit AM radio, and just as my vocals come in here at bar number 11, we want it to come in with its full bassy sound. So what we need to do is make this version our AM radio version and this version our full mix. So we've already done most of the work here. We come in here to the EQ, plugins and EQ, and go to our visual EQ. And yep, that's all cool. So we'll bring this up. We'll make it extra mid-rangey. We know that we've lost the bottom there. We'll just make the top like that. And there is our AM radio version. If we solo that, it sounds like this. Sometimes I sit around and wonder how it is I got here. And in fact, if we go right to the start here. So what we want to do is we want to actually merge that, and as it comes in here to the start of our track, we want it to become this full version, because if we solo this version without any of our visual EQ on it, because we're going to take it off, we're going to turn that one off like that, this is going to sound like this. Sometimes I sit around and wonder how it is I got here and if I'm... So what we need to do is mix this track into this track, and we're going to use some volume automation to do this. Let's show you how to do that now. So we will unsolo this second track here. We'll tap on this first one. We will tap automation. Now here's what we want to do. We're going to use our two fingers, separate out here and scroll in so we can get a better view here of these two tracks. Up in the top left corner, we're going to slide that one on. And the point at which we want this to have been completely covered is here. So right there at bar 11 is where we want it to be. So we're going to tap there, and then we're going to tap there on this track as well. There are 2 points. Now what we want to do is by the time we reach that bar, we want this one to be all the way down. So if we slide that one off, we can bring this one down to 0 dB there, and we want it to be up to the full volume on this one. So if we slide back to the start here, we can bring this down here. But what I probably want to do is, maybe I want to do this about halfway through. Let's just try it as it stands right now. We've got both of these tracks. Let's listen to what this sounds like now. So here comes our drums. There's our AM radio drums. And they're starting to fade out. And our bass is starting to kick in, right? So you can hear it's like we're outside the club and we're coming inside. Sometimes I sit around. That's a pretty cool effect, yeah, but it can be even cooler. What if we want it to slide in here just in this last bar? Well, all we need to do is, again, slide in the top left here, and at bar 10 here, let's add an extra point and an extra point, and then slide off. And what if we bring this back up, right back up to 0, around about there, and we bring this one down here. So now it will be that full AM radio effect right up to that point. Let's play this one back again. So there we go, the AM radio. You're thinking, okay, this is an old school sort of track. Where's it going to come in? Or is it going to sound like this all the way through? Sometimes I sit around and wonder how it is I got here and if I'm going under all the... And again, you can adjust that. So say we wanted it to sort of start coming in. I'd probably put it maybe back here because you don't want it to be sitting there doing that AM radio thing for too long. So if we drag these back to maybe bar 6 like that, and then we're bringing it in here, all AM radio style, and then it's like we're getting closer to the club. Sometimes I sit around. And what you might think there is it's not coming up hard enough. So what you can do is you can actually tap on the line here and start this one a little bit higher, right? So you want this one to come down, but this one to already be in there. Let's listen to that. So you've got a bit more of that. Sometimes I sit around and wonder. So there you go. Go away and play with that. It's a very cool effect. You can use that sort of AM radio, sort of old school style effect in there by just using your EQ, visual EQ, just like that. Style it up, and then you can come over here and you can bring it into its full version. I hope you found this useful, or you think this is a bit fun. You might find a use for it in one of your tracks at some stage soon. There are 2 more videos linked down below. You can subscribe by clicking or tapping up there, and I'll see you next time.